And a very good evening, East Africa. Welcome to yet a brand new and exciting episode of The Desk, now more than ever. I'm yours truly, Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. Now, today we are on the road. We are in Naguru. And I'm telling you, we're going to be sitting down with women that are doing so much. And not just in Uganda. It's actually an international episode of The Desk. My name is Shadrach Kisame, and you are live on U24 television. Now, many thanks to all those who keep themselves glued onto the continent's leading intellectual platform. Actually, the highest platform for solution finding. I'm talking about none other than The Desk. Now, if you have a girl child or you are a girl child yourself, you better sit back, relax, better lean forward, or even stand up, because I have a lineup of international ladies on The Desk today. Now, on set with me right now is a lady who is making a lot of meaningful noise in the media in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. Many thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
All right. Introduce yourself to us and what you're doing in Tanzania.
Okay. My name is Emelda Mwamanga. I am a mother of one child called Gabriella. She's 7. I'm the CEO of the East Africa Bank Media House. We are publishers of a lifestyle magazine, which started in 2004. So that makes next year will be 20 years of publishing a lifestyle magazine. Apart from the magazine, I do women empowerment programs through my foundation called Dare to Dream. And we started in 2008 to create, every year, we organize mentoring work where we involve women who are very successful in business and graduates of young women who want to network and learn from other women. We also do training programs, especially we work with financial institutions to help a woman to learn about how to raise finance so that they can run their businesses.
Right. You see, in Uganda, in Kampala, there's so many, organizations coming around, and all of them are talking about women empowerment. How do we give a woman a voice? And I just thought it's just here in Uganda. So you're painting the same picture that it's actually the same thing that is happening in Tanzania. Why women and why right now?
Seriously, since I would say it's been 15 years since the Beijing conference where we talked about now it's about time to help women to stand, right. And we've seen a lot of changes throughout the world. It's important for a woman to be informed, one, to learn about her environment, to learn about how to run the business, because when a woman is successful, then the children are successful. The children will go to school. She will help her husband. So gone are for days where a wife or a woman stays home waiting for her husband to bring food. Women can also do what men can do. And we see the changes right now. I think it's about time to start empowering a man child as well, boy child, because there's so much empowerment for women, and we see the changes.
Amazing. And you see, when it comes to the boy child, they're always complaining, it's only the women, it's only the women. But now we know that you guys are starting to slowly pay attention to the boy child as well. But probably a girl child is watching you in Chikubamutwe, in Ntinda. Those are places in Uganda. In Chikubamutwe, somewhere down probably in Entebbe, and they want to be like you. What would you tell that young girl or that teenager?
I would like to tell them that I had a dream since I was 8 years old, and my dream was to be a publisher or to own a media house. I was inspired by a woman called Oprah Winfrey in America, and at that time when we just first got the TV at home, I was young, and my mother used to watch Oprah shows, and I would look at this woman who's so powerful and everybody else listens. But little did I know that one day I'll also come to own my own media house. So I want to tell a girl child that believe in your dreams, you follow your passion, because sometimes as young girls you're told by your parents, be a lawyer, be a doctor or whatever, but perhaps your passion is in fashion. Yeah. Don't forget about what it is inside your heart. That's what God has put for you to become a multi-billionaire with that talent. So don't ignore your talents. Work very hard. If it's time to study, study well, and then pursue your passion, and you will go far.
Right. So lastly, as I let you go and then also get your colleagues that came for the event, I want us to talk about the event, Pivoting in Heels. They just had it earlier this week at Leisure Tour in Kansanga. Let us just talk about, because I'm knowledgeable, it started in Tanzania and you did that one. So just tell us about the event as we wind up our interview.
Okay, the event in Uganda was amazing, was very colorful. The number of women who showed up was amazing. So, and also given the time that Remmie started pushing and putting it together, the book, the event, it was a short time, but the result was amazing. So that shows Ugandan women are very supportive. They responded so well in the book. Pivoting in Heels it's a platform that we need to connect women from Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, DRC, Congo, Mozambique, South Africa. We want to have a platform, a portal where we could have all these women access each other, that they can do cross-border business, that they can learn. Pivoting in Heels have a syllabus its own that we're going to be training women to become powerful business women across Africa. Right. Yeah, because Africa is rising, really. We used to look at developed countries like US and Europe and different other places, but I'm telling you, all these developed countries are looking at Africa, that this is now coming up. Right. And we need our women to be strong, to be informed, to have a good network that they can do business across the border.
All right. Now I'm telling you, when it comes to women, there's so much that we can talk about. Like the saying is, educate a girl and educate a nation. Now, before I let you go, lastly, finally, so there's a girl who is probably watching you and they're being forced to do a course in school that they do not want to do because that's what their parent is telling them. What is your advice to the parent and to the girl?
I want to tell, first I'm speaking to the parents. I'm a parent myself, and I'm continuously asking my child what is her passion. Because I remember myself when I was 8 years, I started writing stories. So I would ask my father to buy me extra counter books where I would watch an Indian movie and transform it to be a story. And I started writing stories from that young age. My mother thought it was just a waste time. But I've come to publish magazines. And I have a book called Finding My Voice that I'm going to launch over the weekend in Zanzibar. So trust me, your child's passion and talent is valid, and invest in it. We've seen Beyonce in the US that the parents were the managers and helping her to become the greatest musician in the world. So as Serena Williams, and so parents can be the managers. You manage that talent and help these children to grow and become the best in the world using their talents.
Right, amazing. I want to say thank you so much for talking to us. Yeah, but do not go away. The desk is coming back. We'll take a breather and we're coming back in a moment, but we're at Naguru and we're live. All right, now you are still live on the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. I'm talking about none other than The Desk. And remember, if it's Wednesday, folks, it's all about The Desk here on U24 television. Now, if you are a girl child or you're a parent to a girl child, you better sit back, relax, better lean forward, or even stand up. Because today, we have a buffet of insights right here. Now, on set is Remmie Male. She's been here before, and I am telling you, you better watch out for her. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you, Shadrach. It's always a joy to be in your presence.
Right, Remmie, let's talk about pivoting in heels. You just had last week, this event, and you profiled so many women, and looking from social media, people are looking so glamorous. What is it all about, and what are you trying to achieve?
Pivoting in Heels. Do I hold? Do you hold? Okay. Pivoting in Heels is a coffee table book that profiles leading women in Africa. It was started by Caroline Mandi, who runs True Love and Drum magazine in Kenya. And it profiles from the woman who runs State House all the way to the bottom woman who is doing great things from the grassroots. So when they profiled in Kenya, it was Mama Margaret Kenyatta who wrote the foreword. And Tanzania, it happened to be the president. So Emelda Mwamanga is the co-founder of this concept, and she's the one who brought us all on board. After Caroline thought it out and said, Emelda, can we do this in an African platform? Emelda said, I can. And then she brought us all in. And yes, we are really doing like she had predicted, because Ilundi Tembe is doing something for Mozambique. And she's trying to look for Mama Graham Michelle to do the forward for Mozambique. Then Diane Kipela is doing for DRC Congo, and she's also looking for the First Lady to do the forward for there. For Uganda, we are looking for Mama Margaret, for Mama Kataha, Mama Janet Kataha. We have already reached her office, and we are excited. She did not say, oh my God, go away, this project is not okay. She was very, very delighted about the project, but she was time pressed.
Okay.
So we said, Mama, we are going to wait. When you write like this, then the world will receive all these copies. So these copies cannot go out until Mama writes.
Right. So, Remmie, like from your background, and people here know you with your Women of Valor Foundation. It's all about the women and empowerment. What does this particular project, Pivoting in Heels, mean to an ordinary girl in Chikuba Mutwe or Chambogo?
Pivoting in Heels means life-work balance. Okubalansingira mbukondo. Like, you understand? You see the pointed women walk in these blue things like it's a canal. Any time you can fall, yeah? So life, you have to balance. You have to balance to be a mother. You have to balance to be a wife, a preacher, and then you have to balance to be a very hardworking CEO. Is it easy to be a CEO, man or woman? No. But now life is demanding this, so you have to balance. Right. If you don't balance, you fall. So you have to pivot.
Right. So it is interesting that if you are watching us and you're down there, this is not something that is for only people who are up there, even you. Remmie, I want you to talk to a girl who dreams of being you one day, or being in heels and a CEO one day, and they're a bit discouraged because of things that are not coming here and there. Talk to them.
Young girl, go for it. In this book, there's a 23-year-old. I love to talk about her. I'm too much. There's 21 years old. There's 23. There's Ashley Wattson. She's 20-something. There are so many young girls in here. But this young girl has 7 employees. She's a CEO for her company, and she's doing grass. Do you understand? Grass. Gardening, green. She's here. She's called Mirembe Winnie. She is a visionary in sustainable farming and creative recycling. Boy, the jewelry she's making out of plastics that you throw on the road, you'll be amazed. But they make them with her team of 7. They come into your garden and show you which plants would make whatever, and you plant a green garden that is going to help the environment and conserve it. She's 23, the CEO is 23. What do you mean younger? Age is not a number about being a... Go for it.
There's no excuse. Go for it. Remmie Male, right there for you. Before I let you go, your last remarks to the people who are watching you, and especially even the boys, because the boys may feel like, let me switch off. It's not me they're talking about.
We need the boys on board. We really believe in men on board. However, what can I tell you? It's not easy to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Money likes to play dodgeball and kwepena and hide and seek, but please make sure you're doing something within your passion. Passion, something that you like. Whether it is frying pancakes, if the passion is present. Because for me, I've been grinding in women empowerment, and people are like, my friends are like, hey, but Remmie, why don't you get a job like 2-8 when you get money? Hey, why don't you? I'm like, no, guys. But that day your thing opens, or like, Remmie Male has been awarded. The first time I got an award, the IREX Community Solutions Award, everyone was like, huh? Yeah. America? I was seated in Washington, shining like a superstar. But when I was grinding and doing my community work and wasting my little money to serve this community, people were like, what's wrong with this one? I looked like, but I had passion for it. Right. So make sure whatever you have passion for it, turn that passion into money. Right. And then when you turn the passion into money, it will do wonders for you. And you'll never get tired. For me, I am doing my hobby.
Right. Yeah. Passion, doing your hobby right there. Remmie Male is fiery. Every time she comes to the desk, there's fire in the room. But remember, Uganda is the most enterprising country in the world. But why businesses always never see their first birthdays? Because you lose passion along the way. But do not go away. The desk takes a break and the desk returns in a moment. All right, now you're still live on the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. I'm talking about none other than The Desk. Now, if it's Wednesday, you guessed right, it's all about The Desk, folks, here on U24 television. There's nothing else that we're talking about the entire day. It's just anticipation for The Desk. And I'm telling you, you can be the judge. Your anticipation has not gone to waste. I am still in Naguru here at the Sign Cuisine, and I'm telling you, I'm talking to very powerful and amazing ladies who have done something for themselves, for their community, for their families, and for their countries. So for you, if you are a girl child and you think it's too, it's too early to start, I think it's too late to start. You need to start. You need to get onto your A game ASAP. But it's The Desk, and we are still here. My name is Shadrach Kisame, and on set now is Ashley Wattson, all the way from the US, in the flesh. Ashley Wattson in the flesh. She's been here a couple of times, and we've been doing it via Zoom. And today she comes with her manager, her mother. I am telling you, joy is overwhelming us here. You should have seen her walking in the room and she phoned me. I am telling you, we've just been having a blast here. But Ashley and her mom are here. I don't know where to start. Let's start from her mom because Ashley, they've seen you before. So let's start with her mom. You're going to introduce yourself, introduce what you've been doing over the years, and then we enjoy this discussion.
Okay. Hi, my name is Denise Jenkins, and I am Ashley Watson's mother and co-founder of the Ashley Watson Foundation. I'm in the medical field. I am in the process of starting businesses to help women and children across the globe, not just in Uganda, but in the world as a whole. And we are in a position where we are ready to reach one and teach one.
What is the first thing you saw and you're like, okay, I'm in Uganda?
Oh my God, the first thing I saw when I knew I was in Uganda, that's a good question. The dirt roads. The dirt roads are the first thing I noticed. I'm in Uganda. What do you call it? The motorbikes. I knew I was in Uganda.
There are no motorbikes in the US?
No, it's not famous. That is not a thing in the U.S. Border. Oh, my God. No, never. I'm too scared to jump on one. They're aggressive. Yeah. They're fast. So that's when I knew I was in Uganda. And when I got a chance to taste the food, and I was like, hello, I'm home.
I'm telling you, Denise right here is excited to be here. But let's just cross over to the star. She's been making rounds here, blogs, different media personalities. I was telling the guys that I've seen people posting Ashley, and I'm telling you, Ashley, how does it feel to finally be here?
I can't believe I'm here in the flesh. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I've been on this platform before, but it's nothing like physically being here. I mean, Remmie has so much press lined up. So many people are excited to see me, wanting to know what I'm up to, what I'm in town for. It's been like a long time coming. It's been brewing, but thank God I finally made it.
Right. So let's just talk about why you're here this week. I was on Instagram and then I saw Africa, Uganda. I'm here and I'm thinking, you didn't tell me I'm your biggest fan. So what are you doing here this season?
So it was crazy because it's been in the making, but it was like a last minute plan. Remmie Male, who's a business incubator, called and said, listen, this Pivoting Hills event is coming, and it's coming now, and you need to get down to Uganda, and you need to be in the flesh. So we pulled some strings, and we came for the event, which the event, it features like 150 influential women in Africa, which is so crazy to have all of us in the same room. And the Ashley Wattson Foundation, which is my foundation, was featured. I think the unique thing about me is that I'm not helping out of a place of privilege because I think I'm privileged. I understand in total the hardships of life. I mean, I have a single mother, and I know how it feels to struggle. I know how it feels when food is scarce. I know how it feels when you don't have much support due to family dynamics or different resources to succeed in life. So that's the message that the Ashley Wattson Foundation wants to push, and that's why we help, because we just know that feeling all too well.
Right. So Ashley, you have been doing a couple of projects down here, helping women in slums, Kamocha. You know, you've done so many things. Do we see you visiting physically some of these places that you've been, impacting?
Absolutely. We have a whole list of things that we're planning to do. I mean, we were in synergy with Sheba Karunji with her foundation, Sheba Cares. We did a period poverty event, which was very near and dear to my heart because just young girls deserve to be educated. They deserve to go to school, and they deserve to have feminine products and things that they need. So it was just amazing to be in synergies with her. I mean, we were in synergies with Miss Uganda herself, and that's when we were in the slums and we were feeding single mothers and their families during the pandemic, which the pandemic was so hard on everyone across the world. And I think what was the upside of the pandemic, I mean, there's no upside to it, is it allowed us to all reach each other and help each other. I think the human race forgot about skin color and different denominations. We just wanted to save one another. So that's what allowed me to do that. So we have a whole list of things we're trying to do. Hopefully we get to it all, but if not, I'll be back.
All right, so if you are on the streets of Kampala, you should watch out. You may just bump into Ashley. You may just bump into her because, she's posting wherever she was. Early in the morning, I saw her at Cafe Japas. And then I was telling my guys, take a border. Take a border if you need selfies. But crossing back, to you, Denise, when people are watching movies about the United States, they think, people there are just living in heaven. Depict a picture for us as an African American woman raising, a girl in the U.S. alone.
So there are one of the things that Ashley Wattson Foundation want and has been doing and going to continue to do to enlighten people, to take the stigma away from the American stigma that we have it all. We don't have it all. There's poverty wherever you go. The difference between Africa and New York, the United States, is colorism. Opportunities may be in a different way in America than it is in Uganda. The politics is different. The systems are different, but the plight is the same. We have women who are hungry. We have homeless people on the street. We have people that are mentally ill, that have no avenues for help. We have people that can't even go to the doctor. So the only difference between Uganda, specifically because we're here, opposed to New York, where we live, is you're here and we're there. There are the same plights wherever you go. My fluently ability to avenue around the world may be different. My affordability, because you're American. Because I'm American. I might be able to work 80 hours a week to opposed to you maybe finding work, but the plight is the same. And you know what? We're constantly working. There is no sleep. Sleep is for the weary. There is no sleep in New York. You have to constantly reinvent yourself. There is no break. There is no, But in Uganda, the living is, you cool like that. You cool like that. You cool like that. So, let me bring light on that. There is a vast difference, but there are so many similarities. And we are going to bring those similarities out.
Down here, I'm telling you, they're actually painting a vivid picture of what is happening in the U.S. But, over 35 years ago, when the mini-series, came out, where Africans in the U.S. now, Black Americans started to trace their DNA. They started tracing, and they were finding out that most of them actually originate in Nigeria, Tanzania, and in Uganda. Now, Ashley Wattson is one of them with her mother. They traced their DNA, and they found out that the roots was actually in Uganda. Why did you guys decide to do that? And when you found out it's Uganda, how did you feel? Did you want it to be South Africa?
Okay, so crazy enough, it started with the pageant. So the Miss Global organization in 2021 DM'd me on Instagram, like, you should apply for our pageant, and they're taking the girls to Bali, Indonesia, which is across the world. So I'm like, yeah, okay, in my dreams, but I'll apply. Like, I'm a go-getter, let's apply. So they started to narrow it down. They started to narrow it down to 50. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting close. Then they narrowed it down to 10. So I'm like, all right, now I'm there. And then when they offered it to me, they asked me, where do you want to represent? Like, what do you see yourself as? Because they thought I was biracial. They did not know or couldn't pinpoint my race or my ethnicity. So I said, Mom, well, what are we? Many Black Americans struggle with the question, what are we? We know we're Black, but, like, where do we come from? Where do our ancestors come from? That's not a question to other people in other countries because they know where they come from. So being a Black American, I need to know, where do I come from? So my mom, she's that type. She's like, you know what? I'm just doing Ancestry DNA. I'm like, all right, Mom, do your thing. And she said, Ashley, I know who you can represent. So I was like, who? And she was like, Uganda. I was like, oh, I'm a little percentage. And she said, yeah. So I said, okay, because it's known as the Pearl of Africa, which I think is beautiful. And that was one of the things where I said, I didn't see any Ugandan girls represented in that pageant. I don't see that a lot. And I feel like it's not fair. I feel like Uganda's culture deserves to be on a platform as big as going to Bali, Indonesia, and representing, because representation matters. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this the right way, the godly way, and I'm going to represent Uganda. And when I submitted who I wanted to be, they said yes, because we haven't had that representation in a while. And I said, oh, okay, well, let's do this. Like, it was 1, 2, 3.
Amazing, amazing. We cannot do so much on these 30 minutes that we have here on the desk every Wednesday, but we leave when it's hot. Before we leave, ladies, I want to say under 30 seconds what your last words are to the Ugandans who are watching you today.
Thank you for receiving us. Thank you for the love that you have given us. Keep pushing, keep pulling, keep striving, because you can do it. You're unstoppable.
I'm telling you, there's so much enthusiasm, there's so much faith in the United States. Probably that's another difference between you and us. Ashley, under 30 seconds, your last words to your fans, because you're a big star here. And, the average girl who is watching you down in Chikuba, Mutwe, Kamocha, those are places down here. Yeah.
I want to say thank you to this platform. It's a pleasure to be here. And I just want to thank you guys for just bringing life into my life. Thank you for embracing me. And yeah, just stay tuned for all the things that I do.
Okay, now I'm telling you, it only gets better. Now, if you are a girl child, or you are a parent to one, or just a lady that has not been so much empowered and you feel like you're so far behind the rest, I'm telling you, you can be the judge, because from tonight, there's so much positivity, there's so much hope, there's so much enthusiasm. All you need to do is get up and start somewhere, because these ladies also started somewhere. Now, we cannot exceed this. From me and the entire U24 management, we'd like to say good night, good luck, adios for God and my country. May the good Lord bless this beautiful Uganda. Now, until next week, same place, same time, and of course, same host. Good night.